clay oven for €125. Electric picnic, 2011. We have a jacket potato already cooked.
Take one.
Take one. So the main thing is we have a coil which is free, an ESP coil. We turn it upside down, and we put a willow cage. And once we have a willow cage, we have somewhere now to hold the bottom layer. And the bottom layer is clay and a really light material. So we use wood fibre, sawdust, straw, or hemp. Something that's going to stop the heat being lost through the bottom. And the whole principle of this is that I have a high temperature burning for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and that heat has to go somewhere and it's stored in all the heavy brick. And our lightweight clay and straw is going to hold that heat in. So we have a high temperature, builds up, and then the insulation on the outside stops being lost. So once I fill this with a light material, now I'm free to put my masonry brick. And we just go over and have a look at the masonry brick. Any music coming in there now?
Do 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 do.
So we have different types of brick. Everything is coming from the one material. Sorry now, Ella.
Sorry.
If you want to be on telly now, there's YouTube going on here. So we have, this is the basis, subsoil clay. So once we dig up the topsoil, underneath we'll get clay. Different parts of the country have different colours. And you don't need to get too uptight about it. Once it's not topsoil, too unison. It can have stones, and I just break it up, and then I sieve it. Once I have this, I can make any of the materials that I have here. If I put sand in it, I get a clay brick. If you feel this, it's very heavy.
Oh yeah, it is actually, yeah.
Right? And that, you can imagine, will take heat.
Yeah.
That's not fired, it's just light.
So that's just sand and clay. It's got like fibre and all.
Yeah, but in this design, we're using a bought one for the bottom.
Yeah.
Because it's hygiene-wise and it's clean. And it's engineered so it sits together. And our second brick is this one, which is a light clay. So it's got
newspapers.
It's got bedding, wood chip bedding. You know, if you go to a pet shop, they give you a big bag of wood fibres, shavings.
Yeah.
And we can also take. Let me just show you now. You can also buy hemp. And one of the big developments in the ecological building, there's about 12 or 14 of these in Ireland, is lime hemp. They call it hempcrete. So if I take this hemp, which is from the marijuana plant, but it just doesn't have PCB in it. You know, you'd have to smoke a whole field of this before you get a hit. You'd be very ill.
Never mind.
So you have your hemp, and I use hemp and clay. But if you use hemp and lime in a timber frame at 300mm, it's breathable and it has reasonable thermal mass and good insulation. So I take this and I mix it up with the clay in a slurry, and I end up with this really light brick. So to follow on our oven, we now have our layer of this light material, and I just bed the bricks, these masonry bricks, in on top, and I end up with a doorway and a square. And now I just mark a circle, and I leave enough for my 2 layers of bricks. So I mark a circle, and I literally get wet sand. And I get my wet sand and I pack it in around on top of my circle, and I just bang it in like a sandcastle.
Sorry now, what's your circle made out of?
So you can imagine I have this stone now, and the stone is shaped like a square. It's in brick form. It comes out, and the square is here. I want to now, just with a pencil, I mark a circle on top of the stone.
Yeah.
And now I just fill it with sand. So I literally get wet sand. I can put some stones in and build a sandcastle.
Yeah.
After I get up about 6 inches, I wrap a bit of cling film around to stop the edges falling in. Now I go another 6 inches, and then I fill, and I just lift.
Anything on the actual part?
Just a cling film. And it's just, look, it's just sand. But I have a few stones in to help me get up high quickly. Don't make a stone any bigger than the door is.
That's a solid sand.
Yeah, don't. So then I have two mixes that we're going to do. I'm after showing you the light clay that this is sitting on. And I have two different methods that I can do. I can take the same clay, dig it out of the ground, and I mix it with straw. And I can put some sand in it. And we have cob. A lot of, you've heard of cob houses? Cob houses were made in Ireland, England, all over. So I just basically get the clay and I'm on a tarpaulin and I put in my straw, put on a bit of reggae, get the people out there, we mix it all up, and then we get a chain gang.
Dancing like this,
Yes.
it works, yeah.
Well, actually mine is a bit more like, you got to get a hip movement that you get the boots going, you know, the stick. And then I get this, it's highly technical, and I go, right?
Wow, professional.
Okay. And now I'm out to my first layer, and if you feel this is, if you stick a finger in here, this was like nearly gone off since yesterday.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right, so it's getting hard.
Yeah.
This was here yesterday and it's hard. Right? So now I have my first layer, we can fill it around. And this is where then we want to now capture the second layer to keep the clay in it, to keep the heat. So we're going to get you to make up a brick.
So the two layers made out of the same material?
No. Because, back to, you might have missed it earlier, two principles.
Are we making a house here?
This is the head
Clay
of
oven.
Clay oven? Oh, okay. Clay and sand and clay.
Clay and fibre. This
Make house
absorbs the
energy.
heat and this stops it leaving the chamber. So we're going to get you to make up a brick. This is where you have to get your hands dirty. Is that alright? Okay, I want you to stick your hands in the mud and you shove it into the brick mould. You get these brick molds on the internet, they're very expensive, they're imported from America, $35. I can make one for about 30 cents for you if you want to get one from me. It's a piece of 2x1 with 4 screws.
2x1 4 screws, perfect.
Not in mad high tech.
More?
Making a clay oven.
How we
Being a
doing?
kid again.
Yeah. It's probably a little bit wet, but we get by.
You get spanked for doing this though.
You love that now, I know you.
That's your job.
No,
So we
it's
press
okay.
it a bit.
I give lines.
Go away, Waspy.
Now it's a little bit wet because we've mixed it up. It's a little
That's
bit
my
wet.
fault.
No, it's alright. You know, there's no such thing as right or wrong. We leave that dry,
Yeah.
and that's our brick.
Hey.
Okay. We take the lighter material.
You see that?
Did you want to bring it
You
home?
destroyed my brick.
Another brick in the wall. And then we take this one, and this is our insulated brick. And we throw that in. Someone else want to have a go at a brick? Would you like to have a go?
Have a go. Oh, get your hands dirty.
Oh. Anyone else want to have a go? There is water and baby wipes there. So we won't send you off to the concert with. Oh, that's you.
That's the condom one, is it?
Yeah. And the more actually, when they do put dung in it, it's waterproof, you know. And they use it a lot in developing countries. It's got urea in it.